About wide receiver is one of the dumbest arguments I've heard.
It's right now, Khalil Shakir is the only trusted option.
We're not against good receivers. When you're paying Josh Allen what you're paying him, you got to make some concessions somewhere else.
If this offense goes up against a team that can stop the run, it's painful to watch.
I don't know what it is. I really don't.
He's bereft of weapons.
They don't have that explosive element.
There definitely needs to be a little bit of growth in that downfield passing game.
But it doesn't feel like they have that, in part because they don't got that guy.
Dan, that was a strong look there with the beanie.
Thank you, Hannah. I'm going to wear it tonight when I watch the Jonas Brothers.
Oh, wonderful. Just getting in the spirit. Nothing's come easy for Bills receivers this season, in particular their wideouts. Buffalo's wide receivers rank 25th in yards per reception. They are not a threat downfield. They rank last in air yards per target. Quite the opposite with a running back or a tight end. First in the NFL in yards per catch and air yards. And then there's this from Bills reporter Elena Getzenberg. She reports tight end Dalton Kincaid has been ruled out of Sunday's game against the Bucs. I guess some good news, though, if you're looking on the other side. Khalil Shakir is headed in the right direction. He should be in good shape for the game. Dan, we heard your reaction there. What's going on with these Bills receivers?
Yeah, so no one's getting open. I think that's the thing that we all have seen on tape. And the reality is it's kind of the same group that it was last year. But it's starting to show itself in kind of the butterfly effect of that. I mean, if you just go back to last week, this is the Dolphins. This ain't the Broncos. They're just getting strapped up. Now, here's what I would say. It's kind of elementary route concepts. You know, there's not a ton of stacks and bunches. You're not giving guys an advantage to get open. And so I would say this, and I think the world of them. This falls on Joe Brady right now, okay? Joe Brady's brilliant. He's brilliant. He's a fantastic offensive mind. If we all know you're not getting open on the perimeter, the defenses know you're not getting open, then it has to go back to what are we doing formationally, and schematically, help them to get open. They're not going to get open themselves. So then it falls on Joe's shoulders to get into bunches, to get into stacks, to get into rubs and picks, to try to create the separation schematically rather than my guy better than your guy. That has to develop quickly in this offense.
But Daniel, if you go back to last year, I know both you and Mina know this, we saw all of those things from the past game. It was, in my opinion, why Khalil Shakir was able to have the
yards
success
after the catch,
that he would have in yards after the catch. And so now what's the change in the way that Joe Brady is attacking these things schematically each week? And the other thing we've seen is if the run game isn't working, everything goes to hell for this team. And Josh Allen is playing what Dan called hero ball in the negative sense, right? He's not waiting. He's impatient in the pocket. But there's also just a disbelief in the players on the outside. So this has to start with James Cook in the run game. Secondly, protecting the football. And then you're going to ask Josh to make some of those MVP level plays. That's the only way you beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I'm thinking about this now from a matchup perspective this week, and you're going against Tampa, which is a very good run defense. That concerns you. And the DBs are playing well, too. One thing you have to do is find a way to attack the backers in coverage. I know I'm a broken record with these Bucs games, but it is something they have struggled with. I think James Cook has to be a part of the passing game as well. I cannot emphasize that enough. I would consider also trying to put Reggie Gilliam on the field and play actioning out of those two back looks. That's their fullback, to try to create some space over the middle of the field. And then Allen has to play fast. Josh Allen's two of his three best games, of the season this year against the Chiefs and the first game against the Dolphins were also his two fastest time to throw games of the season. This isn't going to be an explosive offense this year. You accept that. Ovid Palmer back helps to some degree. But they can be efficient if he plays quickly and they attack Tampa where their weakness, and that's at linebacker.
Meanwhile, we have some more injury news ahead of this matchup on the Tampa Bay side. This probably doesn't come as a surprise. I know. Bucky Irving, Chris Godwin, both out again.
It's so long with Bucky.
You know what? Actually, it's been since week 5. These guys have been out so long. All right, so let's pick the games. And I don't hear I don't hear gong. Yay. RC, you're
saved
going
you
with
guys.
the Bucs. You did. Why?
I saved you guys.
Why going with the
You
Bucs?
know what? I look at the Bucs last week, and the way that they were attacked was beating one-on-one coverage with wide receivers and Drake May making plays. I don't believe that the Buffalo Bills can do this, and I think the run defense stacks up. They're going to pressure him from the back end, and they're going to force Josh Allen into some mistakes, and Baker Mayfield will make enough plays offensively to go win this game.
Thank you for saving us from the
You're
gong.
welcome.
All right, well, wow. No surprise to see them first and third in pass touchdown percentage behind the play of Matthew Stafford and Sam Darnold, both teams outscoring their opponents by over 10 points per game. And Mina, we've been seeing these formations from the Rams, 3 tight ends on the field. Do you see them sticking with that against Seattle?
I think they're going to have to feel it out. This is fascinating to me because what the Rams have been doing over the last few weeks is putting 3 tight ends in the field, 13 personnel, and then when teams respond by playing with 3 linebackers, they're killing them through the air, right? Problem is Seattle almost exclusively matches multi-tight end looks with their big nickel with Nick Emenwari, which means they're both sound in coverage, but they're also exceptional against the run. When Seattle plays nickel and they go up against heavier looks, they're allowing 3.3 yards per carry, which is insane. So I think McVay is going to try to run if they go light, but I wouldn't be surprised if he leans back into 11, his customary 3 wide receiver sets. And then for Seattle, it just becomes about pressure to me. Can you dominate LA in the trenches? That is going to be, it's something obviously their 4-man rush has been exceptional. Their blitzes are also very hard for teams to deal with. But to me, that's the biggest way to stop Matthew Stafford is you got to get to him.
Absolutely.
Yeah, MK, I would imagine he'll treat Emenwari like a backer. He's not going to treat him like a nickel. He'll treat him like a backer and try and throw on him. I agree with me. This is the best matchup of the season. Okay, this will determine the game. Rams offense, Seattle's defense. Whatever unit wins that is going to win the game. Mina's right. If you don't get to him, Stafford, he's going to light you up. That's kind of where he and this offense is. Now, here's the challenge. It's one of the best pass-protecting offenses, if not the best pass-protecting offensive lines in the NFL. Stafford's only gotten pressure on a quarter of his snaps. That's outrageous. Now, Seattle gets pressure about a third of its snaps. Yeah. That's also outrageous. And so that highlight bottom part is the big deal, and that's attached to that 13 personnel, that max protection. Yeah. It's often a tight end, 2 tight ends, the back. So I think just a lot of scheme is going to go into this. If Seattle doesn't get to them, they'll lose. If Seattle can get them off his spot a little bit, make them uncomfortable, they got a shot.
Yeah, I know you look at last week's game and the ability of Tyrese Knight in replacing Ernest Jones to get pressure in some of those spaces where he was added to the rush, whether it was simulated pressure, 5-man fire zone, those 2 DeMarcus Lawrence scoop and scores were just absolutely unreal, schematic sort of execution by the Seattle Seahawks and Mike McDonald. What I look forward to this week, though, is the physicality of Seattle's defensive backs on the back end versus the Los Angeles Rams. When you watch Devontae play, when you watch Puka Nacua play, it isn't all about running the best route. It's about physicality at the catch point. It's about getting off of the line of scrimmage. And if they can win some of those battles as you add to the rush, I think that's extremely important.
Yeah. Well, I can't wait for this one. We made our picks, and we are split down the middle. Mina and I are going with the Hawks. And I always feel like Mina knows, like, you know, with the Seahawks,
listen,
she took the Seahawks by 1, Hannah.
And, well, but she took the Hawks.
It's close.
Okay, excuse me. You have picked the exact same score for every game this season, 27.
2 seasons.
You do not get to say anything about the score.
Well, the scores are close, which is indicative of how good both of these teams are. And I can be honest, I picked the Rams because of where they played.
Oh, but do you think they really have a home court?
If this game was played in I believe Seattle has a home field advantage, which changes the game.
Okay, can I just say Seattle's won 10
Can I throw one reason
on the road?
Absolutely.
They're an unbelievable road team. Yeah.
Can I throw maybe something no one's thinking about, and part of the reason why I think this game is a dead heat? Yes. The Rams just introduced a new guy as kicker. It's been a huge issue for them all year. I know we never talk about special teams, but it could be the difference in a game where I think it's this close. Seattle has a great kicker.